doo 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 doo. God damn. Uh, uh. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Who the fuck is beeping me at this time of the year? Oh, that's right, it is New Year's. I guess everyone's wanting to wish me a happy fucking New Year. Sure is going to be one hell of a New Year. Well, at least the mic is working now, so. Cut it out, computer. Oh, wow. Well, it's New Year's. Everybody's drunk, TRT. I was having mic troubles earlier on, but I think I got it fixed. I was too drunk to. Well, Greg, I'm too fucking drunk to figure out that my microphone wasn't even plugged in. I think I had a wild party, folks, so things got messed up there. My house is pretty much trashed, okay? It's fucking trashed! You know? So happy new fucking year. I didn't want to say it, but my house is fucking trashed, alright? Everything is fucking trash. It was a wild party, dude. I didn't drink enough. If I had drunk enough there, I wouldn't be doing this goddamn live stream. But believe me, I had a lot to drink, and I'm Trying to polish off this mimosa now. The only way you can fight hangovers is with a little extra alcohol, you know what I mean? So it washes each other out, you know. But yeah, I am fucking grumpy because I'm fucking got a bad hangover. I've, you know. Now, I had friends that had respiratory issues, so I haven't even smoked anything since maybe Friday afternoon, actually. But like I said, I'm not, you know, you don't inhale cigars. So there's no addictive properties. I'm not a very addictive type person, so I can go days or weeks without a cigar if I need to, you know. I don't need to smoke cigars at all. I smoke them because I like them. So, but yeah, I'll have to clean up the house pretty soon after this stream is concerned. We're going to probably run it for maybe 2 hours or so, but until 1 o'clock, until the football game comes on at the very least. But Happy New Year to all you fuckers. So tell me in the comments below, what did you do New Year's Eve? Did you party? Did you watch those CNN live stream or the CNN New Year special with Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper? Or did you welcome it in with Fox News? I don't know. What's in for 2023? Well, we're going to start doing some video gaming. So, that's what we're going to do. Greg, you didn't smoke no goddamn meth. What are you talking about? But I don't even think Christian Duke doesn't even do a live stream. I hate that guy. I really do. Oh, boy. Just going to wait for everyone to get back in. Because I think this is the third time I've started this live stream, so. Chill with your parents. It's always good to spend time with the family, especially on New Year's. Oh, God. There's aspirin time, folks. Hopefully that'll make things feel a little better. Yeah, there's 3 notifications. The first 2 streams, the microphone wasn't working because I was too drunk to notice that it wasn't plugged in. Like I said, it got kind of wild around here, so hell. Ain't no party like a Vince Goodrum party. That's for sure. So, anyone else have something interesting for New Year's? Anyone else do anything interesting? We had a lot of fireworks out here. It doesn't matter if it was raining a little bit, but then it just let up in the afternoon. There was just a lot of fog. Just shitloads of fog. I don't know why there was so much fog. It's kind of unusual for New Year's. Hopefully that isn't something that's ominous. Microwaves whole cheese until it's met. What? That's kind of odd there. Must be something French. I just have aspirin and a slight touch of a little bit of bubbly. No, no one didn't teabag me or anything. So, oh God, we don't use pronouns on the Vince Goodrum live streams. It's either he or fucking she. All right, no pronouns. Glimmer, it's New Year's Eve. You're supposed to get wasted, dude. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to party, man. Fiesta, siesta, you know? Get down. Like Charlie Brown. Alarm's going off again, so in case you missed it, I've not had a cigar since Friday. All right, Friday. So we're gonna pop it up right now and get your questions in. Tell me what you guys' plans are for the New Year's. Don't give any resolutions because, like I said, you shouldn't be setting New Year's resolutions. If you're gonna do something, do it right then and there. I actually may have a bad cigar. No, I wouldn't sleep with Crizzo. Uh, Nobody ain't keister pounding at my place. You know? I have a bad cigar, folks. So, when you have a bad cigar, gotta break it. I'll be back, folks. So, first time ever, bad cigar. What a jolly way to start the new year. Let's try this again. No, I don't have a sore bum. Much better. There are no used condoms, just trash. That's it. Nobody got humped, you know. It's like that song from Bobby Brown, Ain't Nobody Was Humping Around last night. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. Mmm. I may have to check the humidifier. Espresso martini, no. I just rather have my martinis straight, just like the old Rat Pack, you know. I think Frank Sinatra would roll over his grave if he ever had something tossed in front of him called an espresso martini. Sinatra would say, "What the hell is this? Give me a martini and then give me a coffee. And then go away forever." I'm not too tired to smoke a cigar. Cigars from Nicaragua are kind of popular right now. I still like the Dominican ones. This one here is Dominican, actually. The Nicaraguan ones, it's because they're using that newer Cuban seed, so it's got a lot of flavor to it. I still like that mellowness of Dominican tobacco, so, but I keep a mix of both of them. No ice. Well, it's a mimosa there, Pugman. By the way, hope you had a good New Year's Eve. But yeah, I don't put ice in any of my mimosas. Well, the goals for 2023 really are pretty much the same goals I had last time. Just expand on things before I head back to the old job and everything. Because things went well for the past couple months, I would have went back to work probably in December or November, but actually I'm going to wait out another month there before I head back to work. But eventually I will. I just want to make sure I get all my ducks in a row first. Hey, Truth One, Happy New Year. Yeah, everybody wants to make it's always going to be green, Pugman, but can't focus too much on money all your life. It's all about the quality of life. No, I'm not going back to Verizon. Mm, I'm gonna more or less probably take a part-time job or something. I know Spectrum was wanting a corporate escalation specialist, but we'll just see. There's a lot of places I can go to, but I don't think I'm gonna go back to Verizon. If you leave the company at Verizon, you're not eligible to come back for 12 months. It doesn't matter how you left there, you can't come back for an entire year. But even with that, I'm not going back to Verizon. I think it was a ridiculous law that was passed there, Fernandez, for the reasons that you actually just mentioned. You should be allowed to smoke at 18 because you can go to war at 18. My drink is green. Hmm. There's probably more Volstra in it than orange juice, I guess. But it does have a strange tint to it. We'll just call it green monkey juice there, Pug Man. Well, an escalation specialist takes care of the nutcases that scream for supervisors. I didn't know he needed an assistant. I'm not sure if it's an assistant for his reptiles or for his RX channel, but I'm not going to go work for Palumbo. He would probably want someone that lives in Florida along with him. Yeah, people are going to smoke whether they do it or not there. It's not going to make a difference, but, passing a law that people can't smoke until 21 was ridiculous. I think Trump pushed that there. That was something that Trump actually implemented, I believe. Hmm. Well, we can also call it 10-10-10 juice as well. But no, this isn't nicotine energy. I've not even had a cigar since Friday. Like Friday afternoon, so it's been a good 2 days. Yeah, Trump doesn't drink or smoke at all whatsoever. But I'll tell you one thing, a lot of people sure did die before the end of the year. I mean, God oh mercy. The Pope died, Barbara Walters died, one of the Pointer sisters died. I mean, God oh mercy. Yeah, I knew Tom Prince. Tom Prince, I've never mentioned this before. Tom Prince helped me get in a contract with Europa Sports to sell their supplements after uh, vitamin powder power went down a little bit, and I wanted to sell extra things. Tom was a great guy there. I mean, he'd give you the shirt off his back there to help you out. Hey, Susan. Hmm. I don't have any plans on going to Canada yet, but never say never. Yeah, it's going to be a good, exciting year. There's going to be some new things, new mints and stuff. So, yeah, I saw it with him in his green garb. He seems to look all right. One thing's for sure, PJ is holding it the fuck down there. I mean, PJ's just doing his time. He's holding it down there. I'll give him that. He ain't bitching about it. He ain't complaining or crying or anything. He's just doing his time there, and that's it. You folks, I can respect that as a former corrections officer. Anyone that holds it down, does his time, and don't go and mess up things, that's someone that I consider holding it down. It'll be interesting to see. Collie Muscle's gone back to his old habits, so yeah, he just hasn't learned. But I don't. I won't wish. I'm not gonna wish anything bad happening to Collie Muscle. I hope he's around for a very long time. But it's not good to start out with something like that, especially after you've had a heart attack. Do I think Vegan Gains will be a loser? His problem isn't being a loser. The problem is that he's not taking care of the problems that he has and continues to ignore it, you know, despite all the advice that I've given him as well as everyone else. If I go to Delray Beach, I wouldn't have any problems training with Big Lenny or Brad or anything. I mean, they would laugh at my lifts there, but but I may take. Actually, I may for once actually just start go heavy that particular day. I mean, it's not like I can't go heavier or so. It's just I would. I mean, if I wrap up and everything, I could probably go pretty heavy. But I would prefer not to, just for personal health. Collie has no natural tests whatsoever. His body definitely is no longer producing any testosterone. It's impossible. There's no way his body can be producing any more testosterone. Hmm. I mean, I'm not gonna laugh at Lenny's lifts there. He was a very strong power lifter. But like I said, age catches up with all of us, even the great one. Mm. Antonio, bodybuilders will drop like flies every single year, and a lot of them you'll never hear about because most of them are going to be NPC competitors. Oh God. Ugh. I think the earth will crack and split if ever Kali Muscle became a tan tan tan. I don't even want to imagine that. But yeah, bodybuilders continuously drop. It's just only the IFBB pros that die. They're the ones that drop. A lot of NPC competitors, they pass away like flies there. I mean, every other day I see some bodybuilder passing away. I have a hangover, James. It was New Year's Eve. Did you not do anything? Mm. See, I had my aspirin just earlier. It was whiskey, bourbon, champagne, beer. You name it, I had it. Colin Von Moger will either clean himself up or clean himself out for 2023. The choice is really up to him. Colin still has the chops in order to go whatever path he wishes to go to. Whether he wishes to become a celebrity or whether he wishes to compete again. But it's going to be up to him as far as to deciding what he wishes to do. Well, good for you, Scatman. That means you celebrated New Year's like New Year's was supposed to be celebrated. Well, anything's possible, Robert. If I was going to compete again, going down to the Ruby and competing would make for good mints. Varicose veins never puts really any risk for blood clots. The steroids in itself would put him a risk of blood clots rather than varicose veins or anything like that. The truth of the matter is, if everyone strips the fat off of their body, they're gonna have their veins popping out similar to Nick. Nick is just at a was at a very is at a very 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 low body fat level. He can get shredded. Well, the same with as far as Morgan's concerned. I'm not too familiar with him. It's going to be the same thing with him and Colin von Moger. They have to make their own personal decision to decide whether to clean up or not. I did notice he took it off there, but he may have just wanted to edit out some things there, Scatman. I think he'll probably put it back up there. It's probably just editing it out. Quick Pump, they stopped making Aspen, so I'm not sure where he got that from. I'm sure there's spare bottles around, but I think they no longer make Aspen. So if you still have Aspen, I would try to buy up as much as you can because that hasn't been made for a couple of years. But I'm sure there's a bunch of bottles still floating around. Will Janoi ever make a comeback? No. He's not going to make a comeback. I mean, they've loosened the reins a little bit on him, so he's posting on Facebook. But it's going to be some time, if anything. James, that's just not going to happen with Richard. We all know that. I've never considered any of those sessions, Scatman. Stocks, if you have a freaking question, then ask it on this channel. Antonio, his vegan diet hasn't failed him. He's just not doing an appropriate vegan diet. You know? There's plenty of vegan bodybuilders out there that are very successful. The only thing Richard is practicing is not eating any meat or anything like that, but he has one of the most unhealthiest vegan diets out there. And you can obviously tell. Of course, Jay's going to come back to social media. He'll be back. You're going to have to ask Jay whenever he shows up or so. I don't know. Well, it isn't KCB. You can get strong and healthy on a vegan diet there if you do it right. Like Tory Washington. Tory Washington, he's a good guy. I've spoken with him before. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows how to apply the vegan diet properly. Be nice, Antonio. Be nice. 60-gram protein. That's just way too much there. That's what I hate about protein. People get too obsessed with it. There's only so much protein your body can digest. I didn't start no rumor at all, Scatman. Either you're banned or not banned. since Jay hasn't posted or anything like that, and he told me that he got banned through Instagram, unless it was a fake account, I have to take it for what it is. But if he's not posting, then he's banned from something, you know. Uh, Probably vegan booty. She's in better shape. I would probably prefer Brad to fix a meal. Definitely not Big Lenny or Genova. I've seen how much oil they put in their foods. Nicolato Avocado is a Stay Puft Marshmallow. He isn't the Tom Platts of abs there. He's just the Stay Puft Marshmallow of Stay Puft Marshmallows. Yeah, he was, and I couldn't figure out why. If he had as much beef as I had with Romano, I can definitely understand that, but I just really don't know. Both of those two are Nacho or Rocco. Oh man. Uh, I wouldn't want to hang out with either one of them, especially Rocco. Rocco's a sex freak. I would have to watch my ass here. I mean, literally watch my ass. Put some chains around it or something. I met John Meadows at an expo, much like every other bodybuilder, so I've met him before. He also helped me formulate a supplement. But yeah, I've met just about every bodybuilder. If you go to the bodybuilding expos, you're gonna meet every bodybuilder pretty much. You're gonna meet Will Brink, Ron from Get Big is gonna be walking around. Ron Harris, you may run into Palumbo, Romano, Aaron Singerman, PJ Braun. You're gonna run into these people, you know. I mean, I sat behind the seat with Dana Lynn Bailey at the Arnold Classic, so you're gonna run into these people if you go to expos. I mean, they're not hidden. They're not super duper celebrities. They're just regular workers like I am in the fitness industry, or formerly, as far as I'm concerned. No, I wouldn't go out on a date with Big J. I definitely believe in Metzer's hit personal. I used to write and consult with him whenever I was young. That was in the day to where if you wanted to speak with an athlete, you would have to write a letter to them. You couldn't get on the internet or anything. Would I run into Big Boy? I suppose if I go by the Strength Cartel booth. Yeah, that is an accurate quote there, Scatman. That's why I probably would want to stay away from Rocco. Well, Blaha isn't a small person. But I would probably I'm much bigger than he is. When people used to meet me at the expo, they couldn't believe how big I am. They thought I was a lot smaller. But you have to remember, I'm like 5'11", 250. I mean, at that time when I last time I went to the expo, I mean, I'm in the 250, 240 range here. So, what do you expect? I am going to be a pretty big guy. you know, there's going to be athletes, obviously, that's going to be bigger than me. But yeah, people have ran into me and it's like, you're bigger than I thought you were. That happens. No, I definitely don't use Celtec. If I was going to use, if I would, you don't need to use Celtec. If you're going to do something similar to Celtec, just take a spoonful of creatine, mix it around with some grape juice, and you have Celtec literally. Well, it's the way Blaha talks there. He talks so long and in these boring narratives like he's writing a book. So that's why they call him Hemingway from the name Ernest Hemingway. I think Muscle Tech products they're pretty good actually. Otherwise they wouldn't have been in business for so long. But just like it is overhyped. But that's just good advertising. But a lot of people say a lot of stuff about Muscle Tech, but they're not too bad of a company actually. And this is coming from someone that used to sell supplements here. The key to selling supplements is making sure the proper advertising was around it. I had no problem selling Muscle Tech products because I know people were going to be looking for it and was going to buy it. And people bought Muscle Tech and I made money off of it. It's that simple. Absolutely. You want to use the mirror rather than the weight scale for the most part as far as to see whether you're in shape or not for bodybuilding. No, well, you can say that, but Hemingway is really for Ernest Hemingway.
Creatine healthy.
All right, Pugman, thanks for the $2 donation. Yes, creatine is really good for you. I mean, it's naturally occurring in beef products and meat. So I mean, it's part. I mean, yeah, creatine is good for you, and it's safe too. Just make sure you drink plenty of water with any type of creatine. All right, it is afternoon, but we're gonna be up here for another hour until 1 o'clock. Okay. I had the stream scheduled till 12, but don't just ignore that. We're gonna be going until 1 o'clock p.m., folks. So get your questions in. Optimum Nutrition, they're a major company, and the Gold Standard Whey Protein, it is a good brand of product. Personally, I prefer the True Nutrition from Dog Crap, but it's a good protein mix. Optimum Nutrition makes good products. They've been making them for many years. Dexter Jackson is slightly taller than Lee Priest. Mm. It is indeed, Bugman. Again, thanks for the donation. Mm. Well, stocks, you don't need a supplement. You just need to get back to working out. Calories, water, and working out. Don't worry about supplements right now. Uh, but as far as energy is concerned, just get yourself a big cup of coffee. You don't need no fancy supplements for the most part. Just get coffee and you'll be all right.
Vince Goodrum's New Year's Run, sponsored by Dan 1010 Labs. Vince, if you had a Vince Goodrum OG line of supplements, I'd buy them.
Okay. Robert, with the super chat donation, I definitely appreciate the $5. Uh, I was planning to come out with a line of products there, Robert, but it just never came to fruition. I was going to work with a company, Peak Nutrition, the same people that formulated products for Larry Scott, the very first Mr. Olympia. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I didn't have no problem so much with upfront money or anything like that. It's just getting things organized and advertised, and that just never came. James, Walgreens sells a full line of protein products here. Walgreens doesn't have their own brand, so it's going to really depend on which protein that you actually buy, because they carry all sorts of different brands, not only in the stores but also online. But Robert, again, thanks for the donation. Adrian, there are no military articles about Blaha because he's never been in the military. If he has been, he obviously wasn't. He didn't retire from it. Sure, I can give him a shout out. Nick R. Happy New Year. Go fuck yourself. I was just joking. Hope you're having a good New Year. Yeah, just a cup of coffee, really, there. That's what I usually have before I work out. I am testing out this new pre-workout, but for the most part, all you really need is coffee. Blackman has never developed a product in his entire life. The original Rip Fuel was only awesome because it had ephedra in it, much like most other fat-burning supplements in the 80s and 90s. No, the supplement line actually was going to be a mock on Dorian Yates. It was going to be Vince Goodrum approved supplements. So, I'm not a big fan of the Nutrix company whatsoever. I think there's a lot better products. You need to ring your own bell there, Protein. Richard's already confronted people at expos. He is 6'4", so even though he towers over them, he goes over to the expos, but people are not going to fight him because they're working. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's another thing. I hate it when people go to a restaurant and try to challenge workers to the fight, knowing that they can't fight because they have to keep their job in order to pay their bills. I think it's ridiculous to go up to someone's expo when they're working because they're not going to want to be in a position where they're going to lose their job. Richard's a moron for doing stuff like that. It's no different. You people have seen it. That's the problem with my people. Black folks always want to run into a restaurant or so. If they don't get any ketchup, they start shooting up the place. That makes me look bad. Because I'm a Negro. If you go in a restaurant and you don't get ketchup, just ask for some ketchup. If they screw up your order, just tell them, excuse me, this order's messed up. Could you remake it for me, please? That's all you got to do. No need to go into jail or bust a cap for nothing, DMP is the most dangerous stuff out there. Don't even touch it. It's freaking weed killer. And it will kill you. Ephedra was quite safe and it was very effective. I mean, the Chinese used it for over 2,000 years and our government banned it. You want to know why they banned it? Because it was effective and the pharmaceutical and medical companies, they were getting their profits cut into. That's the only reason why ephedra is banned, actually. If you notice, ephedra is banned, but not ephedrine, actually. You can go behind a counter at any drugstore and get that. Every fat burner back in the day actually had ephedra in it. Hydroxycut, everything had ephedra in it. What's up, RB? Hope you're well. Let's Scatman, every bodybuilder falls off once their 10 minutes of fame are over with. If I was working at an expo and Richard came up, I would just call security to have him hauled off. I'm not going to lose my job over his crazy ass. Vegan Booty does the same thing. You know, if I'm going to be at an expo and I'm working, I'm not going to do anything that risks my money whatsoever, you know. And Richard thinks he's tough because he went and confronted these people at an expo. He's not tough at all. People just want to keep their job, you know. That's a stupid way. If you're going to confront someone on the street, you know. Well, you could say it like that, but at the same time, like I said, it's still immature. DMAA was pretty much being misused. That's a little bit of a different case with the feds. But I knew that stuff was going to get banned eventually. It is, and you notice that it ain't banned, Quick Pump. Cold Sea, I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. They put arsenic acid in in certain amino acids here. The arsenic acid, the way Palumbo had it formulated, it wasn't a good idea. I can't really give drug advice on this channel there, Showcase. I can give explanations as far as to what they do, but I can't give cycle advice. It's against YouTube guidelines. Not only that, excuse me. Not only that, you really need to consult with someone because there's a lot of metrics that would be in place as far as taking a cycle is concerned. And I would have to, for example, get your body weight, what your goals are essentially in order, because it's not just the drugs, it's the amounts that you would need for certain things. Yeah, Kenny KO's confronted people, but I have to lead it back to the same thing. They're working, you know, and they're not trying to lose their job with an idiot coming up to them. There's nothing wrong with crying or anything like that. I guess he was just having one of his moments, I guess, as far as Mack Truck is concerned. Yeah, lawsuits, that's what happens. Robert, I actually sell the Total Gym. But yes, that was one of my first home. That was my first home gym machine I had was a Total Gym 1100. They no longer make that model. That was back in the 90s. Well, Davis had a number of assistants in over the years. Actually, I've never met Mark Lobliner before. I've just really never ran into him. Well, Piana no longer has a slipstream whatsoever. I think most of that stuff was manufactured between him and Mack Truck there, or just, I think the best way I would describe it is exaggerated. All right, we're done with the cigar, so we'll just give it a nice twist. I wonder wonder if I have any water in here. Nope. Need to get some water, people. I'll be right back. Ew. Well, Scatman, the reason why there's still material moving up to John Meadows, and that's a good question. You see, YouTube has a policy to where if there's nothing uploaded or anything within, I believe, 6 or 12 months, they no longer pay you for the revenue that's actually coming in. Actually, so that's why they're continuing to upload videos. Some of them is unreleased material, some of it is indeed recycled, but that's why they're continuing to upload videos. That's the same with Piana's channel. They have to continue to upload, otherwise they pretty much lose all of that YouTube revenue. Kevin Samuels, for example, he's about to lose any revenue itself, because you have to think about it. John Meadows' channel is probably making a couple of thousand a month there, or at least it was, or still is. That's a lot of money that can pay for, you know, John Meadows' kids' education, you know. So that's why there's still videos that's being uploaded, or recycled, or remixed, or so. But good question to ask, actually. So you'll still continue to see John Meadows videos just for that purpose. And they'll be up there indefinitely. That is possible, but if they upload another video, for example, on the channel, then they start back and collecting revenue, actually. If I was there, I'd pull you out of bed, Pugman, but I can't really do much for you from this position I am in, so. Well, good for you, Quick Pump. That's a very nice thing to do. Yes, I do charity work. A lot of my pictures of charity work I post on my personal Facebook page. So there's a couple of pictures there. Most of the time, I'm usually doing work for Miracle Ministries. Whenever I do any charity work. Usually, most of the time when I do some type of charity work, it's going to be around Thanksgiving, usually. Yeah, most of the material's demonetized, and you know you can tell because if you don't see an ad running, then it's probably demonetized. I mean, some of my material's been demonetized. I don't make as much on the channel as far as YouTube revenue is concerned. Plus, there's some sort of either bug. Basically, YouTube is paying out less money there, you know, and they're making all sorts of excuses, and a lot of people are very upset at it, you know. I mean, I have plenty of video views a month and everything in the CPMs, but honestly, let me see where I'm at. I can tell you guys as far as to the channel's concerned. Let's see. Give me just a minute. Analytics. Revenue. So usually my ad revenue would be around $200 for the amount of videos that I've done, which is I usually get 40,000 views a month. Right now for December, I've only collected $82 in December was $82 in ad revenue is what I got. Whereas I normally would get, 200 for the same amount of views. So, yeah, they're really cheating people out of it, and that's been happening to every other channel. Well, that's for donations there, Scatman. You have to check your. It's better just to volunteer rather than actually giving money because only a percentage actually goes back to the actual cause. How did I get started in the space? You're gonna have to be more specific. Actually, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Well, that can be a number of things. That could just be life there, essentially. But everyone should be going to a doctor on a regular basis. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's where I made my bones at in the discussion forums. If they hate you, then you're doing something right. Next swordfish escapade, probably either Wednesday or so forth. I try to go a little bit earlier than normal, so that way I can beat the crowds. Oh, the YouTube. I started doing YouTube in 2016, actually. A lot of people wanted me to start up a YouTube channel and get off the discussion boards. So I finally did it. I honestly should have done it a long time ago. I would have built up a lot more things, to be honest with you. Athens, I have no clue what you're talking about, but okay. But yeah, I was kind of slow in getting to YouTube. I mean, look how long it took me to even use Streamlabs. KCB, I'm not Brad's doctor or anything like that. That can be attributed to a number of issues. Oh boy. Oh, hangovers. Hate them. Mm. 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 But yeah, a lot of people are actually beginning to leave YouTube for the most part. They're going to TikTok and they're monetizing Facebook as well. YouTube better get their heads out of their asses before, everyone pretty much leaves. Yeah, I take some vitamins too, but it takes some time to actually work in. And I also drink a lot of water. If you get out of bed in the morning time, it's always good to get yourself a big swig of water. You get dehydrated overnight. Water is the key to life here. It's the key to great skin, appropriate weight maintenance, and everything. No, I've never posed to that type of music. I wouldn't even know how you would pose to something like that. Well, it ain't just censorship, it's just them keeping a whole bunch of money. Do you know why Amazon doesn't accept PayPal? Because PayPal started a policy to where if you decide to give someone a refund, they still keep the processing fees. That's why Amazon no longer accepts PayPal. A lot of other businesses don't accept PayPal. I still accept PayPal on my websites, but I may just actually stop doing it. It's just companies are beginning to get so greedy these days. 8 inches of snow. Well, look on the bright side. If you start shoveling it, it's going to be some great cardio for you. Usually, whenever it snowed, whenever I was in Asheville and it snowed heavy, I just get a shovel and start scooping. It's good exercise. I've seen a lot of people pose to the Highlander song. Grams of protein, in my opinion, should be the very same 0.8 per kilogram of body weight. That's going to be for everyone, whether you're a novice or a pro. That's just my way of thinking of protein. Some people want 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight or 1 gram of protein, but I think that's just way too much protein. Your body can't absorb all that in a given day, unless you're taking some juice or so. Oh, Pug man, I can drive in any type of weather. I got my Mercedes. I mean, Mercedes is a German-built car, so it's supposed to be, in Germany they have a lot of snow, so yeah, I can definitely drive in. I can definitely drive in heavy snow, especially with my Mercedes. Now, one thing's for sure, I wouldn't take my Cadillac there. T-Bray, that would be body weight. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people eat way too much protein. It's pretty much all marketing. Those that can eat a lot of protein and process it, they're taking juice. They're taking steroids. You'll have to be more specific, Scat Man. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Hmm. Is Mercedes a racist car? No. World War II is over with, and you know, there's no such thing as a racist car. There's racist people, but an inanimate object such as a car can't be a racist. I mean, the guy that Henry Ford, he didn't like Jews neither. So I mean, is Ford a racist car? You know, think about that. I mean, if anything, Ford's a more racist car than a Mercedes because not only that Henry Ford didn't like Jews, but he also didn't like blacks neither. So doesn't matter if you have front wheel or rear wheel drive. It's a matter of, there's controls in the vehicle to where you can, that's specifically for driving in the snow. I just watched Top Gun Maverick there, Quick Pump. I don't go to the movies anymore because they're too expensive. It's better just to wait until TV, but I don't have any movie plans as of yet. If I go out on a date, then I would figure out a movie, but, like I said, I don't have any real plans. That's something I really don't make plans on as far as movies are concerned. Well, the good things that they did don't outweigh the bad there, Showcase. I mean, Nazis are Nazis. I hate motorcycles. I think they're very dangerous. I've had a couple of friends get killed on motorcycles. I mean, people enjoy them, but they can be quite dangerous, especially on the highway. And people have a tendency to ride motorcycles without helmets and stuff like that. I mean, not just about 4 or 5 months ago, there was a motorcycle accident down here on Piedmont Highway, and there was just a guy just laying in the street dead. Didn't have no helmet on. I think he was trying to pull into POWs, and I guess he got hit or so. Exactly, Scat Man, and the floors are sticky. The all of the chairs probably have fleas in them and stuff like that. The movie outing is not exactly a great venture anymore. Well, Pugman, Richard actually does have a car. He got a car for Jasmine. It's some sort of electric type Prius car, but he actually does have a car. He has a bunch of motorcycles too, but yes, he actually has a car. He did a video on it a while back about it's actually one that Jasmine mainly drives actually. Have I ever been to a porno cinema? Yes, I have. But that was in the early 90s when those were around actually. But yeah, I've been to a porno cinema. There was one that was down on right around Eagle Street, Nashville. Long gone now. Porn cinemas, I don't even think they exist anymore. I've not seen one in many years. Decades, in fact. Yeah, I know Big Lenny did a New Year's Eve. I didn't do a New Year's Eve live stream because I knew I was going to have a party, which I got to clean up the place there once this live stream gets done. They sold it? Why? Why would they do that, Pug Man? They definitely needed a car, if anything. Why does Richard hate me so much? Richard doesn't hate me. I don't hate him. He is my cousin after all. Richard's just mad at the world. And he also knows I can be just as vicious as he can be. Although I've lightened up with him over the years now that I know that he's family, so, yeah. But even if Richard wasn't a vegan, he would still be lashing out at people. Oh, really? I guess the porn theaters still do exist. I don't even see the purpose of a porn theater anymore since you can watch porn online. I guess it's to do it with other people in there, but usually at a porn theater, there's nothing but dudes in there, so I guess you can do it with dudes. That doesn't seem like a healthy environment, if you ask me. No, I never played video games with Richard, and I've never had an N64 before. My ex husband had an N64 and a GameCube, and I played on that, but I never personally owned a Nintendo 64. Well, dude, it seems as though you know where all these adult bookstores are. I wonder why. I guess everything has to exist somewhere, I suppose. The reason why I don't know where porn shops are is because I'm not looking. Hmm. Hmm. Who keeps texting me? Thanks for coming by. We'll put a little heart there. There we go. All right, back to the show, folks. Uh, what did I just say, Antonio? I said zero point 0.8 per kilogram, not per pound. Okay? That's still too much protein. Kilogram, not pound. Have I ever called a number from a public bathroom? No. Oh yes, you can text me anytime there, Pugman. You'll have to use the 888 number on my business website, or you can actually just Instagram or Facebook text me at any time. Preferably, the main thing I use is Facebook messaging instead for text messages. Well, Protein, that is correct, and it's a good thing I didn't drive because there was a lot of accidents on the road. Richard is not in my will. I did have someone from Get Big that was actually in my will, but no, Richard is not in my will. I've not rewritten my will in quite some time. I really need to take care of that. I mean, if there was something on a bathroom wall for stock advice, I would definitely give a call, but I've never seen a bathroom stall have stock market advice with a phone number on it. If it does, I'll definitely call the number and try to see what stock advice it is. Uh, yeah, Scatman, that's the problem. I'm not wanting to know what their idea of a good time is. No, 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 no. Stop asking. No, I've never got to a point to where I've had too much nicotine and broken out in a sweat. That's the thing about cigarettes. They make you people that chain smoke end up doing that. Not with a cigar. That unless you smoke one of those big giant cigars, you can break out into a sweat. But I definitely never got to that point. He has a lot of stuff in there. He definitely isn't going to get his deposit back when he moves out. But that place is definitely overloaded. I think he has some mats under his weight set, but it will damage. I don't think it will break. It would take a lot of force to do that. But if he does drop the weights, it will damage the floor, even with the pads on there. I'm not sure why someone would want to write Lenny's or Uncle Dave's number for. I mean, it does suck. That's what I used to do on New Year's Day when I worked at Verizon. Although I wouldn't be working today because it falls on a Sunday and a Saturday. So actually, I wouldn't be working, but usually I would be working on Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day if it fell on a weekday. Yeah, I'm sure he's received complaints about that. But obviously, the landlord doesn't care. I can especially see that happening because he was doing a lot of his live. He does his live streams at nighttime. I don't think Dave had much of a choice. If someone's their guardian or so forth, he's responsible because otherwise, if he doesn't take care of Genova, he goes to jail, actually. So I don't know. I'm kind of mixed as far as that situation is concerned. Now, folks, we all know that Genova's done some crazy things that where he needed to keep watch over, and that's just a fact. So, I mean, and Genova's life honestly isn't destroyed. He's just not in that position where he can run loose anymore. Yes, Pug man. There used to be Verizon call centers. There's no more Verizon call centers anymore. Everything went virtual, which is part of the reason I'm no longer working at Verizon because there's no cable and fiber out in my area, and I didn't want to move. But to be honest with you, I honestly just needed an excuse to leave Verizon. I just need to be pushed out a bit. I still held on. I should have left Verizon 2 years ago, but I used a wireless router to keep my job for a while until they told me I couldn't use it anymore. Well, I can speak French, or but I've been out of practice speaking French for quite some time. I would have to take a refresher course, and I can je parle un français. Well, 20 more minutes there, James, because I got to clean up the place. The house is a wreck, but that's what a New Year's party is all about. Oh, I can answer that for you, but I have to be really careful as far as what I say. Even though I'm no longer employed on Verizon, there's still trade secrets that I'm not allowed to give out. I'm sure they wouldn't do anything about it, but I have to be on the safe side and protect my neck or anything. The reason why Verizon stock is down is because they raised the prices on legacy plans. They raised the taxes on the legacy plans and added additional charges. So that pissed off a lot of people. Not only that, Verizon's going is moving away from U.S. support over to they have call centers now that are answering calls from India as well as Canada as well, and they're using independent contractors. So that's why the stock is really down. It's because of not only the service but the increase in legacy plans, which is people have had services for like 20 years and now they've left. Here's the thing: whenever the way phone companies work, it takes 2 years to begin to make a profit onto a customer. Afterwards, anything that they pay is just pure profit. So when you have all these legacy employees drop their pug man, then they actually leave. But good question there. Well, I saw Genova on John Bravo's site. He looks just about the same. Yeah, I've done. Oh, you must be talking about a different type of dips. So I was thinking you were talking about exercise dips. I got more than 3 rooms. This is a 2 bedroom, 2 bath house. It has a living room and a kitchen too, and it does have also a patio as well. I have no clue what happened to Dolan Duck. No, I didn't see Big Lenny's New Year's live because I was having my party here. That's why I said on the previous live stream that I probably wouldn't do a New Year's Eve live stream. From what I understand, Jay Masters got banned off Instagram. Yeah, Athens, I do have a non-disclosure agreement, you know. And if I break it, then I lose some of my Verizon stocks there. I can get hit with that. But actually in August I can actually go through all the information that I wish on it there. Just not right now. Because in about a year or so all that information will be old. I no longer have Verizon service because I no longer get my employee discount. I actually have Mint Mobile. They were having a special to where you can get 6 months of service unlimited for $15 a month, but I now use Mint Mobile. Because otherwise I would have been paying almost $200 a month for my service. There's a big problem with India. Number one, of course, obviously they're taking American jobs. And Verizon and other companies are paying them because they're cheap labor. But also a lot of scam artists also work in India. So here's the thing. A person in India can be working a legitimate job, and then their second job could be scamming people that have Verizon accounts. I mean, nothing personal, but I wouldn't trust anyone that you can't prosecute for stealing information. When you pull up a Verizon account, it has a lot of personal information on there, you know. You don't want people touching that. Have I gone under my house? No, I have had no reason. But there's a vapor barrier under there, so and the ground is a little bit salted to keep animals out of it, so there's probably spider webs and stuff under it, just like any other house. No, I don't live in a trailer park. I live in a type of suburb. There's a mix of mobile homes and regular houses. I actually have a house next to me, in fact, so it's a mix of both. What did we eat yesterday? We ate ass and hot dog. I'm just joking. No, I brought home Olive Garden stuff, buffet stuff. So it was mostly spaghetti. I had a gift card from my mom from Olive Garden for $25, so I used that along with a bunch of other stuff. So it was Olive Garden. If I have gift cards or so forth, that's going to be the first I go to, in order to cut down on expenses for parties. Not only that, spaghetti is kind of cheap anyway, so. Well, no, it's not all the same. A couple of years ago, all Verizon call centers were American. So anyone that you spoke to at Verizon was an American. Not anymore. They went virtual, and they're slowly clearing out other Verizon employees there. Eventually, there'll hardly be any U.S. Call centers. All of them are going to be in India. That's why we're going to run into a recession, because all these companies are trying to make such quick money, because of an unregulated economy, thanks to our politicians. I mean, automation in registers, checkout counters, automatic cooking machines now. No, Verizon doesn't know my browsing history. Companies are not actually allowed to do that. Now, given my position, I could remote into someone's phone in order to fix it, but the customer would have to have permission. But yes, I could you know, from my job, we could remote into a phone there for technical support. So that is possible for us to remote into your phone and access it. But we couldn't do it without someone knowing it. In fact, they would have to, there's something on, we would send them a link. They would have to click on it to agree for us to remote into their phone to fix it. No, I wouldn't be able to drive this home. This isn't an RV. I've already moved over to Mint Mobile. That's the service that I'm using now. Well, that's because they're Italians, and Olive Garden is trash Italian food. But like I said, I had gift cards, so it cut down on the cost of bringing food over. Well, they speak English, but they don't speak the Queen's English there, DJ, if you know what I mean. So that's the way things are going these days. Yeah, it's pre-made, but, you know, all the reason why to get a deal. I don't have any thoughts on Goodrum because you're not going to call me that. It's Goodrum. The NSA is not going to spend the time recording millions of people. They're only going to record people that they're under investigation for. I'm sure they've recorded me before, but, you know, that's what I have my live streams for. So that way it saves them the trouble from recording me. Yeah, a lot of these restaurants are microwaving food. That's why they're losing business there, because they're selling microwave food. That's also why I go to places like Roof Chris or the Swordfish Club. Or if I want some Italian, I never go to Olive Garden. I go to Gianna's downtown in Greenville. If you guys are in Greenville, South Carolina, you want good Italian food, don't go to Olive Garden or what's that name place, Macaroni's. Go to Gianna's. Gianna's is a great Italian place. Old school Italian place here. In fact, I may actually go there once I get the house wreck cleaned up, so. All right, folks, you got 10 minutes left. Get your questions and comments in. If you want to put something into the collection plate, click the link in the top. Money for the Soulfish Club. Woohoo! God damn it. If you go to Roof Chris, you don't grab no steak sandwich. You actually have an actual steak. Ew. Never mention that again. You go to Roof Chris for real steak. No, I've never ate there. I've never been to Cincinnati. I think the new generation actually works a lot harder, and that's only because minimum wage hasn't been raised in many years. So I think the new generation has to work a lot more.
What job will Richard do when streaming is no longer viable?
Sneed, I definitely appreciate the $3 donation. Richard's already mentioned that before as far as what he would do. He would go back into personal training from what he had what he had mentioned whenever his channel got banned originally. I'm not sure if that's the same plan, but there will always be a streaming medium. Just to let you guys know, probably in a couple of years, there won't be really too much YouTube live streaming. Other places like TikTok and other channels are actually taking over live streaming these days. So Richard will always have a job doing some sort of streaming work. He could just as easily monetize his Facebook page and get streams. You know, he already has more than 10,000 subscribers. But again, Sneed, thanks again for the donation. I don't know, Broteen, but, you know, Gianni's don't give discounts or coupons or anything like that. The best restaurants out there, Broteen, is restaurants that don't offer discounts. They don't offer coupons. They don't advertise on TV whatsoever. Have you guys ever seen an advertisement for the Swordfish Club? No. I've had Haitian food before, and it's disgusting. I absolutely hate Haitian food. I don't even know how they eat that crap. Happy New Year to you, Leon. Well, Kali, you should go back through my videos. I already responded to Lenny calling me a Piedmont porch puffer. Well, I mean, there's better steak places like Hal's Chop House. But Ruth Chris still makes an excellent steak, you know. No, I mean, I'd rather get a steak from Ruth Chris than the Outback Steakhouse, you know. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is, you know. There's always going to be a better restaurant somewhere, you know. But there's more Ruth Chris's around than there's a Hal's Chop House or Sparks Steakhouse, for example. I don't know what the future is with Twitter. It seems to be going crazy right now with Elon Musk. Eventually, everything will be pieced together and it'll be back all hunky-dory and everything. Well, if Lenny likes Haitian food, more power to him. I just never liked Haitian food. I've never seen a specific race eat fries. I mean, I've seen people eat fries with a fork or with their whole hands, and you know they're like great Asian. All right, troll with a $3 donation. Let's see. Your video about vegan gains getting into a debate with King Dre would absolutely hit it on the head. I know that because I am that troll that constantly pays VG to make an ass of himself because I find it funny. Well, I mean, everyone can hear that conversation with King Dre for himself. It wasn't nice for him to hang up on him while he was talking, but you know, Richard should have known that, you know, his channel is not, his live streams are not for debating, you know. It's an advice channel, you know. And do you ever see King Dre debating with anyone? Vegan Games was trying to start a debate with someone who doesn't debate at all, you know. He needs to go back to Jim Bob and debate with him and Zen Shapiro if he wants to debate. Or he can always debate with me, which he's done before a couple times in the past. So, but again, thanks for the donation, troll. Hopefully you'll donate more to my channel than to Richard. So don't give Richard any more money. Give me money. Lenny's shins are busted up from bicycling. He's probably hit his legs on his bicycle pedals many times, so that's the reason why they look like that. I never go by Michelin stars. I don't give a rat's ass about those things there, James. When people tell me there's a good place to go to, I go to. I don't worry about some book or how many Michelin stars it has. Well, yes, that's the key to good barbecue is those burnt ends. That way you know that you're eating a real pig. Speaking of pigs, I wonder if Richard and Jasmine are going to be streaming today. That wasn't a nice thing to say. I'm sorry if you guys are listening. Scatman, you may have just ran into one black person or a couple of black people to do it. But I can tell you right now that doesn't speak with anyone. I've seen a lot of people just shove fries in their mouth, and they've not been all black. So I found that out last year, but no, I wasn't traumatized by it. It's just one of those things. Well, Richard's an argumentative person. He loves debating. You know, he just has that type of energy to where he wants to fight with everyone. And that's the closest he's going to get to fighting someone is to debate against them. I'm not going to have a steak sandwich, T-Bray, at a Roof Chris. I'm going to have a steak. I'm going to start with a salad. I'm going to have a steak. And I'm going to have a coffee. I always have a French press coffee with my steak. I may have a glass of red wine. I always have red wine with any type of red meat, of course. And then afterwards, I'll have a cigaretto outside. You know, I certainly miss the days where you could actually smoke inside. I've never even heard of the Wakanda lounge and bar. Well, DJ, to answer that question, you can't continue to roast everyone on every single video. Eventually, people just turn away if you talk about the same person over and over again. Yeah, T-Bray, I figured that was a joke, but, eh. There probably is a bar called Wakanda Bar and Grill. I just don't know where it is. There's a Sugar Tit Bar and Grill, and there's even a town called Sugar Tit. There's always some sort of name for some sort of anything that you can think of. There's probably been a name for it. Well, Roof Chris really isn't a cigar lounge or anything. Some of the hotels that Roof Chris are established at does have cigar lounges, but that's going to be a separate business from Roof Chris. Roof Chris is a restaurant. I've never heard of it. I'm not going to look for it neither. So, I mean, there's a Jamaican restaurant downtown, but it ain't called Wakanda. I mean, Wakanda is just a comic book city. It doesn't exist. Well, it's called steroids there, Joseph. Plus, if you know, the way they get their extra calories in is those protein shakes. Yeah, speaking of River, maybe that should be my first video game I play up here is River Raid. Well, folks, it is 1 o'clock p.m. And, you know, I now have to clean up this wreck of a house. I can no longer postpone it. So let's get a little bit of jazz going. If I play any Sanford and Son, my head's gonna explode, literally. Well, Nick Hawk, you came in whenever I was about to leave, but don't worry, you can always hit the replay of the live stream. All right, folks, that is the end of the show. I want to thank Pugman. I want to thank Robert Banks, Sneed, Troll, everyone else who's donated. Everyone has decided to hang out with me. Folks, if you got a hangover, take some aspirin, drink plenty of water. It's 2023, folks. Be safe out there. Make sure that you achieve and accomplish your goals. Don't forget our next live stream is going to be on Tuesday, the Earl Grey Tuesday. And we'll do it again probably starting Saturday. There will be a video game live stream, which will last for 4 hours. Due to the fact that it's going to be video games, it's going to be a different format to where any questions that I'm going to answer is going to be by donation only. due to the fact I won't be able to video game and answer questions at the same time. So you'll want to wait until Friday if you want to ask free questions here. But again, as always, thanks again for joining me. And as always, peace.